crack him in the face.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's fun to punch him in the mouth and lock him up. That's fun as but here's what's gonna happen. It's still gonna whine and complain and be a baby because they're my 4-year-old ex.
That's police body cam video of a senior Perth Amboy police officer seemingly schooling younger cops about how to deal with an uncooperative motorist during a traffic stop.
The way these things work is, if he doesn't open the window and he's under arrest, you slap the window.
And what if the motorist is videotaping them?
That's the most idiots think. Now I'm just gonna be famous, or I'll be on YouTube, I'll make a ton of money. You know what dumbass is doing? He's recording a crime, right? So guess what? Now if you lock him up, that's evidence. Now you can see his phone.
Do you think that's stepping over the line?
You know how you don't get tired when you fight someone?
Shalom, shalom. This is brother Azaria from the GMS New Orleans camp. We're back with another lesson. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash, to the apostles, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who I learn from daily. I like to get double honor, shalom, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, shalom. Here with a lesson, I'm a name, this is why you agree with your enemy. And as you've seen in the video, as the Edomite lady said, you have an older cop training the new recruits on how to handle traffic stop situation. He'll first start off if they try to resist, you crack them over the head so you don't have to fight with them longer. And if they try to talk noise, you have the power to just snatch them up even if you wanted to. And this is why we try to tell Jake, hey, when the police have you and you see him coming at you, you already know he coming with that energy of where he want to fight or he want to put you to death. Really, for anything, just agree with him. Just say, okay, yes sir. If he tell you get out the car, just get out the car. If he tell you put your hand behind your back, put your hand behind your back. If you try to ask why I'm doing it and he say shut up, just shut up, man. You don't have to ask all these questions. You don't have to fight. You don't have to do none of that. Just agree with him and live to see another day. And that wisdom we're giving you is not our own wisdom, but the wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that comes from the scriptures. Okay, this is Matthew 5:25. Agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee up to the judge, and the judge deliver thee up to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So man, just agree with him, bro. You ain't gotta fight, you ain't gotta argue. Just go ahead and agree with him, and go ahead and just get it over with. Live to see another day. Get past all the bumps and the bruises when you ain't really got to. Now, if you do all that and he still put hands on you, that's one thing. But more than likely, they want you to do something wrong just so they can. So if you can, just agree with them, man. Because you're still a captive of this man. And he's mad that his kingdom is falling right before his eyes. So they got even more hate and hostility toward Jake, towards all 12 tribes. Because they feel like, and deep down in their heart of the heart, that it's Jacob's fault, which it is, because we're out here signing and prophesying against this man, and the Lord is taking them down because of it. But still, deep down in their heart of the heart, whether we were doing it or not, they still will feel like Jake is the one that's causing this problem. So if you get in a situation to where the officer just telling you, get out the car and put your hand behind your back, and they not telling you anything, don't even worry about it, man. That in itself is already a lawsuit, because they got to tell you what they're arresting you for, but you keep harping on that and trying to resist and trying to fight back and just putting you in a bad position. This man was set up by Yahweh, by the Shema Havashai, to be over us. Because our own sin, because our own iniquities, because our own evils. So resisting him in a situation like these, those traffic stops and other things like that, is like resisting the Lord, because he put this man over you, which we're going to get into that. This is Romans 13, starting at verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You see, this man was ordained by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to be over us, and also to be ruling the world here in the last days to fulfill prophecy. So there's no point in you fighting back with him, man. There's no point in you arguing with him. Just agree and go on about your business, man. Let wisdom guide you in these situations, especially the wisdom from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now, we know 2/3 of our people still ain't going to listen, and they're going to try to fight against Esau Edom. Then when they get put down, everybody's snotting and crying. Sometimes, Jake, just listen. I know it's hard to understand because y'all don't even want to listen to the Lord, but just comply, man. Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And they that resisted shall receive to themselves damnation. Because guess what? If this man feel threatened, as you seen he was telling those other officers, man, he gonna knock you over the head. And that's the least he would do. That's the least he would do, man. Because there are times when Esau Edom will pull that sword out, that modern day sword, and he'll use it, especially if it's a Jake. I mean, he already coming up to the car with his hands on that sword. So you resisting, trying to find out what's going on, trying to argue back and forth. Sometimes just shut your mouth, Jake. If you're gonna ask one time, and if he don't give you an answer, or he say shut up, just like, all right, you done already asked. It's already on film. You asked about what's going on. Just quit, because they be itching to use their sword. I'm gonna come back to that Romans. I want to go here. This is Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, and disappoint him. Cast him down and deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword. See? They're the sword of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. And you resisting them is like resisting the Lord. And we know how the Lord feel about rebellion, which is a sin of witchcraft. And the Lord prayed a witch not to live. So when you go up there trying to fight Esau Edom after he done gave you a command, man, and he put you down to the sword, that's really Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua proving that. He's the one that's doing it because you're being rebellious. That's why us in the truth get pulled over. We try to agree with the enemy as much as we can, as long as it don't go against the scriptures, as long as it don't go against what we learn from the scriptures. If they just say be quiet, all right. They say turn around, put your hand behind your back, we're going to do it, man. We're not going to resist because we understand the position that we're in. And we understand that these men are over us thanks to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Remember, all this stuff they doing is going up to the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua as wickedness and going to be repaid. So we don't need to be fighting. That's why the Lord said, vengeance is mine. We don't have to fight back, man. The Lord is the one that's going to do it. Verse 3, for the rulers are not terrors to good work, but to the evil. Wilt thou not then be afraid of the power? See, resisting is evil. Like I said, rebellion is the sin of witchcraft. Do that which is good, and thou shalt be praised of the same. See, just do what's good, and what's good, man, just listen to him, not even resist. Just go on about your way. Verse 4, for he is the minister of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. Resisting, trying to be an equal status with this man, stuff like that. Just comply, man. Just comply, because you see these people is training the next generation to do the same kind of wickedness that they're on, man. That same kind of demon time. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Remember, he's the sword as well. A revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Yeah. And he's not going to spare that sword, man, when that time comes. Matter of fact, it said that, for he bears not the sword in vain. Meaning, when it's time to put you down, man, he's going to do it. Because it's the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua for those 2/3, for those rebellious children to be put down. That's why he says, listen to them, man. They're over you. You're their captive. I'm the one that put them down. Listen to them. Do whatever they say do, as long as it don't go against the law, statute, and commandments that I have given you. And a lot of our people don't, and they end up in these situations where you hear this officer telling other officers the things that they should do. You think he would? You think he afraid about losing that job? No, man. That don't carry no weight with him, because they already know. It's a running joke at this point that they know they'll get fired from one job and get put on another one, man. Simple as that. This ain't something that just comes up suddenly. They know what's going on, man. They'll pretend, oh, we fired him. The next thing you know, maybe a year or two, he had another department, back in the same position, making the same money. They don't get in trouble like most people. They are now, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is putting the same curses that are on us on them. But they really don't be getting in trouble like that. That's why we're going to go here. This is Psalm 73, verse 5 and 6. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Yeah, man. They don't get in trouble like Jake would get in trouble. Jake would get fired, taken to jail, and thrown up under that motherfucker. But them, they get a vacation. They get the step down or leave or quit, then just go to another job, man. Verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, and violence covered them as a garment. That's why, man, they never change their ways. That's why they're so violent, because they understand, even if something happened to me over here, I can just go over there and continue on doing what I'm doing. That's why he was so relaxed about telling them what they can and can't do, the evils they can and can't commit, especially violence. And I'm pretty sure when he was talking to him, it came in the middle of the video, he probably started off talking about Jake, because they don't do that to their own people, like talking about it. But guess what? The so-called melanated people, especially you so-called black, Latino, and Native American, you 12 tribes, you children of Israel, they love doing all those things he was talking about to you. Then y'all go march and say you want justice. Sometimes you get it, but most of the time you don't. But this also back up the point where they be like, what he did doesn't go against company policy. So obviously what he's telling them have to be part of the policy of the police force, or it wouldn't go against it now, would it? See, these are the questions people need to be asking. Because we done seen plenty of time of this happen. They say, well, we looked into it and we believe what he did didn't go against policy. Of course it didn't. Because as you've seen, this is how they teach each other to do evil. But we all know in the end, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to put these people in their place. He's the one that's going to get vengeance. But here's the best part. He's going to use his people Israel to be the one to deliver that vengeance upon Esau, Edom, and their wicked ways. Which will end out here in Ezekiel 25 and 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. See? And they shall do unto Edom according to my anger and according to my fear. See, we're going to have the Spirit of the Lord upon us. We're going to have his righteous, godly anger and his righteous, godly fear upon us when we have them in captivity, man. And we're going to beat them and do all sorts of things to them. And they're going to be the fear of the Lord. So we ain't going to feel bad about it, bro. Because all the stuff they did, the Lord had to sit there long-suffering, watch, and take. But when it's time to unleash that vengeance, man, and he's, as the scriptures say, he's going to use us to do it, it's going to be a bad time for Edom, man. They're going to have 1,000 years of this. And they shall know my vengeance, says Yahweh power. And they're going to know that it's the vengeance of the Lord that's upon us to do those things upon them for all this shit that they done to us. But I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Shalom.